Another title, another FA Cup, and the first Champions League. Where does City strengthen from here? Of course, it looks like Bernardo Silva and Riyad Mahrez might be following Gundogan out the door, so there's maybe a wee bit of a passing of the guard, a little bit of a generational change at City at the moment, but with a lot of up-and-coming talent in the youth ranks already and starting to bubble into the first team, there's great foundations for the team to be built upon still. But the transfer activity is starting to really surprise me and really take me back here. It's been very aggressive and very on the front foot. It feels like Josko Gvardiol is going to be that close to signing for Man City, and I'll be breaking down exactly the huge impact I think he can have on this team. And also, not too far behind him, it feels like there's going to be a double swoop for Spanish wonderkids Rodrigo, Riquelme and Gabri Veiga. Now, I've had the pleasure of watching all three of these players up close and personal over last season, and for Guardiola, last 2 seasons. And I am super excited to see how they could, would and will come into this City squad. We've already heard some murmurings in the aftermath of, the Champions League win from former players of Pep saying that he will demand that they go back at it again, and it feels a wee bit like Pep's Barca again in that sense, where you feel like they can and will go again, no problem at all. And these additions that are coming in only strengthen the cause. Now, since Gundogan has left, Mateo Kovacic has signed in from Chelsea, and I think he is as like for like a replacement as you can really get. Now, Kovacic has been a bit unlucky throughout his career at Real Madrid and really Chelsea, that he's never always nailed on definitive starting position. And even when he has, he's a bit of a meme for the substitute role between him and a few other players at Chelsea under Sarri and 1 or 2 others, but there's no doubting his quality. Champions League winner at Real Madrid and Chelsea, Premier League, he's got it all going for him. And, he's still in his late 20s. The Croatian international offers a lot of security and a lot of stability in midfield here, on top of, basically the team as we find it now. I've not put Mahrez or Bernardo Silva in here just because I don't really know what's going to be happening with them. But first of all, Josko Gvardiol, I don't think he's coming in to take Nathan Ake's place. Now, with Laporte seemingly on the way out, I do feel that this is an Ake's spot all day, every day. Gvardiol does give you a wee bit of rotation relief for this, but I really see Gvardiol coming into this position. Gvardiol, when he first broke onto the scene for Croatia, and really some of his best performances at Leipzig, is when he's able to charge up the pitch, really up this left side here, and he really does give you exactly what João Cancelo gives you on the right-hand side. He's big, he's brave, he's powerful, he's got fantastic technique and an eye for, creative football. He's so good for such a young player as well. So I could see him more often than not being used in this role here, up and down this left wing and breaking into the box as that attacking defender type. If that does happen, playing quite close to Kovacic will give him a fantastic platform to hit the ground running with someone he's spent time with and he's played with already. And that's just really smart business by City. Not only do they replace Gundogan, but they bring a player in that could facilitate a mainstay position for the next 5 to 6 years. There's a wee bit of shout for Sergio Gomez maybe getting some minutes this season. And if Man City really wanted to attack a team, this would be a left-hand side of doom for sure. Sergio Gomez, such an attacking presence in that left wing, and Guardiola, even at left centre-back, isn't shy to take up these positions in here as well. And even further. But he also could be a great bodyguard as well as a great partner on the left-hand side here for Grealish. He's got the pace and the stamina and the strength to keep up with Grealish. I mean, they get tied into these tight spaces where a few defenders are going to crowd the positions and make it tough. He's a great teammate to have in those positions. Now, Rodrigo, Riquelme and Gabri Veiga, for me, both kind of muddy the waters a little bit, because as I look at this team now, I do think there's going to be a lot more minutes for Phil Foden in this team. He did come on for Gundogan in this position in the Champions League final, so again, he can do this job. He can play out in these wide positions as well, Foden. He's very versatile, and I suppose he could even cover for striker if at all needed, but obviously that's probably more Alvarez's bag than Foden's, because both of these guys, Gabri Veiga and Rodrigo Riquelme, love to occupy these spaces here. I could see them becoming a formidable partnership themselves. I've been really looking forward to seeing them play together for Spain in the Euro Under-21s, but they've just not had the playing time together. Both these guys love to shoot from distance. Both of them are great at passing in the overlapping runs in between the channels into space, and both of them are really good for getting into the goal mouth for tap-ins and stuff like that as well if balls are coming out from wide areas. Veiga has got a bit more of an engine in him, and I could see him kind of doing these recovery runs to try and protect the halfway line maybe a wee bit more readily than Riquelme, but Riquelme is maybe a bit more comfortable peeling into spaces, peeling into the wide areas, and waiting for the transition balls to come to him out from these positions and starting counter-attacks with these kind of guys in support, perhaps. Now, John Stones was a revelation in the Champions League in centre midfield in particular, but again, for a lot of matches, City are going to dominate the ball, not going to have too much to worry about on the opposition's attack. So again, somebody like Kovacic could fill in fantastic depth here. I'm not too sure Veiga and Riquelme really give you the depth in these positions that maybe Rodri and Stones would be after, but it feels like Riquelme, Veiga, Foden and De Bruyne is a great quartet of attacking midfield positions of players that can go into these different areas. We might even find them out in one of these wide positions. I've not really seen them play out there terribly effectively. Veiga can play out here. Rodrigo, Riquelme can play out here as well. I definitely wouldn't rule it out, I suppose, but I definitely don't think that's the immediate plan for City. It definitely feels like developmental moves, and it's like a new generation that's coming through, you know, with Bernardo Silva and David Silva now feeling like they're gone. Riyad Mahrez has been fantastic for the last couple of seasons, so there is a real need in the club to get that next wave of generation in. The Champions League win is a great moment, a great kind of milestone to then beacon towards other talent and bring them into the club. And the way City and Pep and everything is rolling now, it just feels like all of these players would only make the team better. If Foden and, you know, De Bruyne struggle with injury and all the rest of it still, these guys should be covering in for very good players in a very good team, and they've definitely got the ability, from what I've seen, all three of them, Guardiola, Riquelme and Veiga, where they could make a big impact on this City team with somebody like Haaland as the spearhead. It really just feels like this right-hand side, Kyle Walker feels like he's maybe leaving. It's maybe one of the last areas where it does feel a bit thin on the ground, but honestly, I don't see anything stopping this City team repeating what was done last year and maybe making this slight improvement on it by capturing the League Cup. But because they did it last year, they'll also be en route to try and do Community Shield and Club World Cup a la Pep's Barca. So it's going to be a very exciting season, a very interesting season, and it doesn't feel like anyone at City is taking this lightly at all. They're getting their number one targets, they're turning over every stone to get the best talent that they possibly can. And let me know what you think, guys. Will Veiga, will Riquelme, will Guardiola, will they be good enough to level the squad up? And who is the missing piece? Who does City need to buy just to fill that last gap if Walker is to leave, of course? That right back, that right wing position, no Mahrez as well. It does feel a bit light, doesn't it? Could it be Grealish? Could Grealish maybe play over there? On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and retweet, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.